Welcome back. It's another edition of Six Pack Cinema. This week we're talking about that unmitigated disaster, 1517 to Paris, where real-life heroes try to act out their real-life scenarios, and it was a real-life fuck-up.
Dude, you should review movies.
Oh my god, yes.
Okay, I've had a couple, so...
Time for movie review.
What do you think?
Sheehan, I'll let you go first. Or not Sheehan, Jimmy, sorry.
I was like, whoa, throwing it right back to him.
Yeah, I was kind of stunned. All right.
Yeah,
The power move.
I just walked out of the theater like an hour ago, so this movie's fresh on my mind. And it's troublesome because these guys are heroes. And I don't want to downplay that at all. They're legitimate heroes. They saved probably hundreds of lives. And I just wish they didn't ruin their legacy, because now all we know them as are dum-dums that can't act and wrote one of the worst dialogue-written movies I've ever heard. It's like, you guys are heroes, but now you should have just left it at that. Your heroes go into the night quietly.
Exactly. It's hard to like them.
I hate them. I legitimately hate these three people now after seeing this movie. Like, I can understand kind of, like, Clint Eastwood comes to you and was like, hey, I want to make a movie about your experience in your book, and I want you to star in it. I can understand the attraction of that. But after, like, day 10, like, it's got to be obvious you fucking suck. And someone has to step in and either say, hey, you should get real actors because we suck, and we're just glad you're making the movie. Or Clint Eastwood steps in and says, hey, you guys fucking suck. This was a bad idea. I'm getting real actors.
Mm-hmm.
My takeaway, and this may be like different, I think the dialogue was worse than the acting.
Well, yeah.
Yes.
I don't think anyone's going to contest that, because they could not carry conversation. It was worse than a high school play.
Every, like, part of the dialogue just felt like three friends trying to remember what they said on some trip a few years ago.
Well, that was the whole
yeah,
movie.
you remember, like, when we said how life was, like, throwing us towards something?
Yeah, I'll get into that later. That was the whole movie. But dialogue, this was the opening line. It was narration. And just like All the Money in the World, they never came back to narration ever, because this was a poorly made film that doesn't make any sense.
Is that going to be some kind of trend now? It's a new tool to just welcome you to a movie theater? Is that what's going to happen?
Well, it's been a trend in cinema for years.
These guys wrote a movie like, hey, how do movies start? Okay, well, maybe like the three of us are hanging out, and then there's narration, and it's like, you're probably wondering why a brother like me is hanging out with two crackers. Well, we've known each other since we were little, and we've been getting in trouble since we were in middle school. Let me take you back.
That's
and then
exactly
I cut to them as
wondering.
kids. So, like, I wrote that down. That was the dialogue. I am not spoofing the dialogue. That was the exact dialogue. Then it cuts to them being little kids, and one little kid goes, you're not always going to win. It doesn't work that way. And then the other kid says, you don't get it. No one gets it. This is real dialogue. I was going to write down all the really terrible dialogue and keep a note of it, but it just got too much.
Just print the script.
Yeah.
Print the script. Like, Jenna Fisher and the other girl, when they go to the principal's office or teacher's office, and she's like, statistics show my God is bigger than your statistics.
Yeah, I was going to say that one hit me to the fucking core. I was like, A, it was a shitty line, and B, oh, I hate you so much. I hate you with a fire a thousand suns, because for someone to just throw out, God is my statistic. It's like, you said you hated these three people. I hated this whole fucking cast. I hate these real people.
Yeah, no, I agree. And the worst part is, I have friends who growing up, their moms were like that too. And all I could think of was, oh, fuck, I hated this bitch back in, like, elementary school.
And to tell the teacher that, oh yeah, you're just going to throw medication at them to make your job easier. Bitch, she's got to take care of 30 kids and your kid is unruly. Yeah, put some pills in them.
I don't understand. They wrote that line, acted that line, edited that line, and they thought it was going to make us feel sympathy for her and be on her side. Like that made her a fool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're blind.
But they acted like it made her not a fool.
Yeah, like she was standing up for herself and everything. No, she just looked like a fool, and you couldn't take anything seriously from her anymore. She wouldn't think logically. She wouldn't address the problem front on. She just defended and deflected.
I feel really bad for Jenna Fisher and that other actress, because they're good actresses. They're not like in other things. They are good. But the dialogue they had to work with here was so bad.
You know what it reminded me of? You're not going to get this reference so much, Jimmy, but Sheehan, it reminded me of the prequels, the Star Wars prequels, where they managed to make Natalie Portman, Liam Neeson, and Samuel L. Jackson seem like horrible actors, and all of those are fantastic actors with the right material.
Yep.
And this felt like even the people who are good actors and actresses who are trying their hardest, you can't make this shit work.
No. I will say there was one actor in here who was an all-star. I thought maybe his best performance ever.
Urkel.
The principal?
No, he was good, too. Tony Hale, the gym teacher.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, he was the only one doing a decent job.
Yeah.
What about Urkel? Urkel was good.
He was okay. It wasn't enough to make him stand out. I mean,
It was like, shit, that's Urkel.
He was, exactly. I was like, oh, fuck, what's Urkel doing here? But Tony Hale coming around, basically just throwing everyone
Wait,
the
who was Urkel?
The only guy in the movie that looked like Steve Urkel.
I haven't seen Urkel in years. I didn't even recognize him as Urkel.
It was the teacher.
Okay.
He's not, I don't think
Like
the
handing
one who
out-
printed out like the World War II plans for them?
Yes.
Oh. Huh. I didn't even realize that was him.
Even the non-dialogue stuff was so heavy-handed, like they're in camo because they go to the military later on. Like, okay.
like, no shit.
Yeah, that's not symbolism, guys. That's just shoving something down our throats.
Yeah.
And did they ever address why Alec went to the army? Because it was like
It cut from him like being in class making fun of of Stone.
Yeah, and then like all of a sudden, oh yeah, by the way, I'm a sniper training, whatever. Like,
And also somehow got through training and everything before Stone, even though he was in Stone school when Stone was signing up.
No, I'm hesitant to be like skeptical of timeline because I swear to God, I kept fading out. I was so bored, and I actually caught myself like reaching for a remote because I felt like it was my living room because no one was around me. I was just on my phone, so I was gonna like rewind it 15 seconds for a line I missed, but it was impossible to hold your attention the whole time. So they may have said something along those lines, but I missed it.
What act was the worst in your guys' opinion? Act 1, all the background from little kids to entering the military. Act 2, when they're on their adventure in Italy, doing all that shit. Or Act 3, the final showdown. Rank them.
2.
Oh, I think 1 is the worst.
Then 2, then 3. 3's the best, right? The ending.
I think the movie progressively got better. Like, it was never good, but it got better. And then it just ended, and I wanted it to blow my brains out.
I think 2 was the worst by far.
Yes, I hated every second of that trip.
That brings
was the purpose?
Yeah, I mean, there is no purpose to that. The whole movie is.
Can I ask you? Like,
stupid.
I didn't write notes at the top of my head. Let's see. They just go to a hostel, and this woman is walking up the steps in front of them in a skirt, and she's being all cutesy.
Oh, every time they saw a girl, it was like predatory shit.
Yep. And also she never came back. She never was like mentioned again. They spent the rest of the day looking at sightseeing and taking selfies with a selfie stick.
I got this written down.
Yeah. And the one I actually like legit threw my hands in the air was when Alec finally showed up. He's like, they're at that rave in Amsterdam or whatever. Mm-hmm. And they're like, oh, this is what you guys been doing without me the whole time? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, no, dude. You were looking at old
we
buildings.
never saw you do this.
You were doing literally nothing of the sort.
They see the hotel girl. It's like, okay, why'd we just see that? Then they go on the ferry, take a picture, meet that girl. It's like, okay, well, why'd you just show us that? Where's that? Then they go get ice cream. Like a 4-minute of them ordering ice cream. There was no substance besides like, I'll take the mint, I'll take the hazelnut.
This is the best
ice
man.
cream.
Really good stuff. They really
Then
do a good job
they went on the bike tour and saw the Hitler bunker. Then they went to Amsterdam and talked to an old dude at a bar. The other guy was with his German girlfriend at like the bar where his grandfather. None of that mattered. What that was they were like, okay, let's write the movie. So what happened? And then they pulled up their phones and looked at all the pictures and was like, oh, well, yeah, we went on this ferry. Okay, write a ferry scene. And then they pulled up a picture of the gelato and they're like, oh, yeah, okay, write an ice cream scene. And then the final picture was them getting on the train and we saw them take that. I'm like, oh, yeah. So they just recreated every photo, but at no time was it
connected
is this important.
Yeah. All right, I think you guys have actually convinced me that Act 2 is worse than Act 1.
It shouldn't be too
I
difficult.
just think somehow the kid actors way worse than the adult actors, which those were supposed to be like professional kid actors, and these are just 3 heroes. So you can kind of excuse the heroes of shitty acting, but these kids were fucking terrible.
I gotta believe that they're like their nephews or something like that. they were that bad. So I don't know. They had to be some kind of sibling or kickback in this. I don't know.
The kid actors were way worse, and I'm actually ready to say that the main dude wasn't that bad.
He grew on me by the end.
It's because he was good in action, and he was good when he had to show that he could think. He wasn't that great, but he was good during like moving things, like not just like fighting.
He sold his personality to me where he was like, okay, this kind of happy, dumb, dopey, just always thinking positive. It's like, oh, okay, so that's your character. The other two, I have no idea what their personalities were supposed to be. I think the black dude was supposed to be cool. He wasn't cool.
Yeah.
Because they would just talk like robots. So at that point, I was like, okay, the main actor, I think he's not good. He should never be in another movie ever. But he wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
To me, it almost seemed like, because the main story kind of followed Stone. That was his name, right? Stone?
Yep.
It followed him, and the other two people were so barely in it that I walked out of it feeling like Stone wanted to make this movie, and the other two were like, fuck it, we'll help our buddy out and be in the movie.
Yeah, for like that black guy, for someone who took so many selfies and loved taking pictures of himself, you think he'd figure out how to get rid of the dead eyes. But he wasn't there.
He was
all.
miserable on that.
Yeah.
Unless Clint Eastwood was using this movie as a way to like just give these guys a free European vacation, and they were actually partying every night, and he just didn't give a fuck when they were shooting their scenes.
It's a hell of a tab for a vacation.
Do you think the editor tried to kill himself at some point?
Yes.
I hope so.
What we just saw were the best takes, the best acting. They probably do 10 to 20 takes of every line. Imagine watching all the other ones.
No.
God, no. That's upsetting.
Oh, the editor's name is a guy named Blue Murray. He also edited Sully, and that's really all.
So he's like Clint Eastwood's guy.
He's probably
Didn't
Clint
Eastwood do Sully?
Eastwood's new...
That's his neighbor.
Yep. He was an assistant editor on American Sniper, assistant editor on Jersey Boys, assistant editor on Trouble with the Curve. Yeah,
so
he's
I would say that like the editing wasn't horrible in this movie. Like that guy could only do so much with what he had.
Yeah.
He probably was pulling his hair out. Like, Clint, what the fuck, man?
Clint's got to be done, right?
And of course, because like 2-3 movies ago, like that guy probably joined up with Clint thinking, oh, hell yeah, I'm going to start working with Clint Eastwood. This is going to be amazing. And the movies are kind of getting worse and worse. And this is where he's probably like polishing off that gun. Like, I could just kill myself and it would be better than editing the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Sheen, what were you saying before I interrupted you?
I can't remember, dude. I'm just in a phase.
I think it was about Eastwood. I thought I heard Eastwood.
Oh, no, I said he was probably just Eastwood's neighbor, but apparently
While we're talking about Clint Eastwood, I think Clint Eastwood's been bad for a while. Gran Torino is a great movie, but the dialogue and acting in that movie is garbage.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about that too. Remember the scene where he was punching the cabinets?
Yeah.
And it was like, literally like his fist was like smash.
Yeah,
smash.
It was
really
I was shocked
bad.
when I saw that, and I was like, this is getting acclaim? This is terrible. The story's good,
American
I guess.
Sniper, though. Besides for the one random fake baby you can see in that scene, I thought the movie American Sniper was pretty good.
Yeah.
I'll refrain from talking about American Sniper.
Okay.
Let's not get too. Did you guys see Susan on Twitter attacking me in the movies?
Who?
This girl Susan was attacking me because I was shitting on the movie, and they're like, "Well, it's Heroes."
It's tough. It's hard.
She said some people go to the movies to see heroes and not just fantasy. Well, go fuck yourself.
You know what? Heroes can make shitty movies too.
Yep. And
doesn't
you know
take
what?
away from what they did in real life, but they're shitty actors and they should never act again.
I think I told her, I was like, yeah, no, the story's great, the heroes is amazing, but I'd prefer a real actor tell a real story and not let these guys taint it for him.
Someone should have stopped it along the way, because if you're this Stone dude and you're like, according to the movie that they wrote about themselves, they're not cut out for anything else in life. They're like pretty dumb and bad. And so they save the guy's life. What they did was straight up 100% top of the line heroics.
Yes.
Like, it was like incredibly brave and should get all the awards. But if someone comes to you and says, oh, we want to write a book about your life leading up to that event, you just talk about it, we'll write it. You'd be like, okay, yeah, that's easy money. And then they say, okay, we want to make your book a movie. Easy money. We would like you guys to act in it. We think that would bring it. You're going to say yes to all of that. Like, I don't blame the people for saying yes and doing it, but someone along the way should have, like, showed them a clip and be like, hey, this is what it looks like. We're thinking about getting other actors. Are you okay? And they would be like, yes, please.
Yeah.
Yeah. You get, like, fucking Michael B. Jordan in as the black guy. You get Jake Gyllenhaal in there as one of them. Chris Pine as the other one. Boom.
Works.
Star-studded cast. Works 1,000,000 times out of 1,000,000.
Are you guys ready to talk about the actual terrorist attack yet?
Well, before we... All right, yeah.
Okay.
Let's talk about the terrorist attack first, and then I have a question for y'all.
All right. You said 3 heroes. I contest it was 1 hero, and that was Stone, because Mr. Scarlatos guy took his sweet-ass time getting to his aid. I mean, I know it wasn't the actual video of the attack, but think about it. His buddy Stone, he ran, tackled the guy, heroic as all hell, because the AK is facing right. He's barreled down the AK. He tackles him, brings him up, gets him in the chokehold. The guy gets his gun out, click, misfire. The guy gets his knife out, slice back of the head, slice the back of the head, slice knife. Oh, hey, buddy, Alec, you finally showed up. You should be a step behind me, right?
You know what? Yes, that was fucking preposterous. You have to believe this is actually how it happened, because they wrote it.
Yeah.
And why would you not write yourself to be a little bit more heroic then?
And also be a dumbass and just carry around the AK to like the rest of the train, like, hey, what's up, guys?
Well, you can't let that go.
That made sense
no, but
to me, 'cause
you
he was
walk
checking
around
to
with
see
a
if
hand
there
up.
was other. He was checking to see if there was other people like attacking the train. So you want the gun.
Yeah, but
with
you walk around. You got the gun in your hand, but you have a hand up too. He was just walking around like it was Sunday afternoon. So.
Yeah, I mean, if you're ranking heroes, Stone's number 1 by far. But I mean, they did help out with everything else.
Yeah, and another thing, quick note. I mean, this is the worst terrorist of all time. How do you have 2 guns and they just jam 3 or 4 times in a row? Terrible. He bought Japanese 2 guns. Had to. But anyways, Alec, when they're trying to pin this guy, and he not once but twice tries to wind up and shoot him in the head execution style, that doesn't happen with like military. It's avoid cost of life at all terms. And when you have 3 guys on top of 1 and pinned, you've already won, and you just need to like contain him. To kind of like execute him is a huge no-no, and they all they very much frown upon that. So the fact that they put that in the movie says to me, yeah, that is real, and apparently they're not ashamed of it. So
yeah, I would actually rank, I don't know his name, the black guy above Alec as heroic. Because think about it, like Alec had military training, so he should have been right behind Stone. The fact that the other guy still got up and went to punch him and help out, that's fucking heroic and balls. He had no training and still jumped in with his best friends.
Ballsy.
That kind of looked fun. It was like, okay, this guy's a terrorist. It's 3-on-1, and we just get to kick his fucking ass right now.
We've already taken the guns away. Let's go.
Stone's already done the hard work, so you're just in there to pile on. Yeah, no, it's a brawl at that point. Go nuts.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I wasn't impressed with Alex, so I know he's a hero, and I know. I mean, thank you for your service. I truly believe that, but I feel like he should have portrayed himself a little bit better if he's going on a national, a nationwide release movie.
Your question, does this movie need to be made, is a great question.
Yes, that's what I was just going to bring up. What do you guys think?
Because no, it should have been a 10 to 15 minute documentary featurette.
Yep.
That's how this story should be told.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I think you could have used the real people and done just the movie of like what happens on the train for, like you said, 10 to 15 minutes and make that a short film, and it would have worked out perfect.
I mean, this whole ordeal
or if you redo it,
go ahead.
Scrap everything, and it's only about the people and their time in Paris or Germany, and show us the terrorist like planning or why or his reasoning, and show us some of the other passengers' backstory, and then it all comes to a head where they're, you know what I mean, like a movie like that. But there's no need for us to see those little idiot kids and then him trying to kill a gunman with a pen at camp. Like it was really,
yeah.
Nothing needed to be told.
The pen was there just to, I mean, everything that they showed, I guess, had somewhat of a reason. Like, oh yeah, no, he's not afraid to stand in the way, and like he doesn't want to be a bystander. Sure, all right. I don't understand why when they were kids, he pulled out the hunting rifle, and then the black kid was like, "You want to see real war? Let's do that." And they go toilet paper the neighbor's house. That made no fucking sense.
When
Very
he pulled
weird.
out the hunting rifle too, and he was like, "Hey, have you ever seen a real gun?" I was like, "This is the kid who grows up and shoots up a school."
Yeah, alarming. So,
Yeah.
Man, everything sucked.
everything.
Yeah.
And I swear to God, I got nervous when I saw the Westie there. I was assuming it was a real movie, and they were like foreshadowing things. So the dog with the owner, I knew the owner. Like I figured the guy going to get shot. I figured the dog was going to get it too, and I was like, not about that. I know, Jimmy, you're not a dog guy. We've talked about this before, but
I don't dislike dogs. I'm not gonna go pet every dog that walks past me.
I'm going to pest every Westie that walks past me.
Oh yeah. That's some pre-crime if you don't like dogs.
Big year for Westies, okay? This was a Westie, and there's another Westie featured in Game Night, released last week.
Wow.
Just saying.
Do you think the terrorist got offered to play himself?
That would be amazing. That if that was the actual terrorist, whole movie is redeemed, and I'd give it a glowing review.
When they showed all his ammunition, it was like, oh shit, that could have been very bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But too
Yeah,
bad his
nobody's
his
taking
guns
away
didn't
from
have-
what these people have actually done. It's just such a fucking shitty movie that I hate them now.
And apparently he bought a gun without a firing pin. Semantics, but you know.
All right, so we're kind of just piling on here. Should we hop into our
Yeah, no, we're really
review?
piling on. Wait,
Or what?
Our review and rating?
Oh, ratings? Yeah.
Yeah, ratings. Whatever. Let's go with popcorn, because I feel like this is an easy one. Let's do our popcorn scores first. Sheehan, what do you got?
I'm gonna go higher than you might think. I'm gonna go with 1.
Oof, that is high.
All right, I'm with you with 1.
Yep. I consider 0, but
I went 0. I was... All right, so the reason I'm giving it 0,
I didn't know 0 was an option.
Oh,
Oh,
zero's
zero's
an
an
option. Always.
But I still go 1 because it's
Yeah.
it's an interesting story because it really happened, and the third act alone was kind of worth it.
I enjoyed the third act, despite its problems with real life stuff. But I was suspended. I'm not suspended. I was in suspense.
I'm giving it 0 because there was a point in this movie where I was so beaten down and I was like, fuck, it's got to be over soon. And I looked at my watch and I was 20 minutes in. And it just, like, that hit me that I had only been watching for 20 minutes and I was like, fuck, this movie has beaten me down already.
I debated walking out.
And for that reason alone.
If we weren't reviewing it, I would have walked out for sure.
Oh, absolutely. All right. I'm glad we're all on the same page here. Let's do our, well, not same page, but close. I guess we're giving it a 1. Which
We're
is
going to
really
1.
high in my book. But let's go for critical score. Jimmy, what do you got?
So we said a while ago that like under 50 is all a wash because if you're under 50, you're not going for awards and you're just bad. If I had to give it an exact number, I think I'd go down to 20%. Like
Okay.
it was, I don't think there was one aspect of this movie. Maybe the cinematography was decent and the editing was okay, but who cares?
Not
it was,
really.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it's 20%, and I don't know what's giving it 20%. So
I was giving it 30,
Okay.
just because Mother we gave 20, and I felt as though that this one wasn't nearly as unbearable as that. Close for sure. And it made me angry.
I think this is worse than Mother because
Technically
Mother was
it is.
Yeah, Mother was a terrible movie because it was so they were like just assholes. Like shut up.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Pretentious
these guys
assholes.
tried. These guys tried hard to make a good movie, and they failed. Mother tried hard to make a bad movie, and they succeeded.
This was basically softcore pornography with no fake sex scenes in it.
Which is the worst.
That's a great.
I want the fake sex
That's a
scene.
great description of it. That's spot on.
I gave this a 21%.
Okay.
And the reason it got so high is because I did think it was neat that at the end when they were getting the award, it kept cutting between like them filming and actual footage. That's what I liked. I liked that they did that and like the actual footage synced in so well that I was like, okay, like it's kind of interesting. I'll give you 21%.
See, I when I was watching that, I was like, do you think maybe they chose to cast these guys just because it was easier to get the French?
I had
Prime
that same
Minister
thought.
You think? Because it would cost a lot of money to get the French Prime Minister to do this all again. So just get the real guys in there.
I had that same thought. And that
Probably
averages
costs-
out to a 23%.
That works for me.
Awesome. I'm okay with that. So, God forbid you guys are going to watch this again. What are you drinking if you're watching it? Anyone?
Cyanide.
Cyanide. Solid choice.
It's a drink of terrorists.
I'm gonna die of thirst or whatever.
Okay. I chose rubbing alcohol because rubbing alcohol would be better than this movie.
There we go.
All
I
right.
can say it's a consensus that Six Pack Cinema does not like this movie.
Fuck you,
Yeah.
real life heroes, but thank you for your service.
No. Fuck you, filmmakers.
Yeah, I don't blame them at all.
Nope.
I
no.
still blame them. Have a little bit of awareness when you see a cut of like a scene and say, "Hey, we suck."
We do not condone the acts of David Goodman in this podcast.
Don't put my government out there, you cock. All right. Well, this wraps up our review of
It's your Twitter handle, dude.
1517 to Paris. No, it's not. My Twitter handle is now Mighty Desperado because I used a Wu-Tang Clan name generator.
Okay.
Let's hop into our weekly recommendations. What have you guys been watching lately? Jimmy, we haven't heard from you in a couple of weeks. What are you watching?
I just started on Amazon again. I'm watching this show called The Last Post. It's kind of good. I like it. If you like period pieces set in the 60s in Yemen, about
Yemen.
Yeah, it's like the last colonial rule of Britain, kinda in Yemen, and the people are revolting against the British police force being there trying to colonize them. So I think it's only 6 episodes long. Yeah, so I have 2 left, but I like it so far.
All right.
Cool.
Cool.
All right. I got a full deck of recommendations if you want to take a dabble on that.
Let's hear them.
This has been a while since I've actually been doing things aside from like work and housework. So a while ago I started when I flew back from California, I started the Zookeeper's Wife, but then the plane started going down and I got all rattled, so I stopped watching TV. Finished it up. Excellent movie. I recommend going to see that. I went to go see the Greatest Showman this week.
Fuck
now,
that
Jimmy,
movie.
No.
Fuck that, though. No, I agree with Jimmy. Fuck that movie.
No, why? Because the guy's
P.T.
a bad guy.
P.T. Barnum.
Yeah. So?
They're glorifying a horrible person. It's like glorifying Hitler.
No, they're glorifying. They're glorifying. That's.
As a Jewish person, I can
mean,
make that comparison.
As someone who has eyes, a heart, and ears, then I enjoyed this movie. It was just fucking delightful. If you look past the whole douchebaggery of P.T. Barnum, it was a good time. There was a scene between Hugh Jackman and Zac Efron at a bar, and I just turned to Shannon and I was like, Jesus, that might have been the best scene I've ever seen. It was so happy. I know you don't like it, but for enjoyment factor alone, it was amazing to watch. It was a good show.
I'm shocked because I thought not only was I upset because they're like lying about who P.T. Barnum is and now the whole world's going to remember him as this great guy when he wasn't, but I'm also shocked that it's actually a good movie, which I'll take everyone's word for now because I haven't heard otherwise. Like the movie itself, the preview looked so, I don't know, not good to me.
Oh, I thought it did look very good, and I'm sure I'll see it at some point and enjoy it. I just hate that they're doing this to P.T. Barnum.
Well, yeah, though they definitely. I didn't like how they glazed over They did touch upon the shittiness factor of him, like how he just stole deeds to ships that had already sunk to finance his museum. How he didn't go sleep with this woman across country on his tour of the Singer. You know, it was very, very obvious he was doing that. And also he was exploiting midgets and freaks and wasn't even bashful about it. He was like, he put a poster up that says, "Give me your midgets and freaks and all the people of weirdness. I want to put them in a cage and charge people to see them." It wasn't great.
Yep.
But the music and the dancing and the show.
And I'm a big Zac Efron fan, so how was he in it?
How would your opinion of him change if you knew that he actually looked like this and not like Hugh Jackman?
It decreases, for sure. But I went there to see Hugh Jackman. So, I mean, it's not fair that Hugh Jackman is so talented. He can be a showboating singing guy and also Wolverine a day apart from each other. It's crazy.
Yeah.
He's very, very, very talented.
He's wild, but yeah. How was Zac Efron though? I'm a fan of his.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Yep, and that girl from the Disney Channel, she was a trapeze artist, which I felt awkward because
she was also the love interest or one of the girls in
Spider-Man.
Homecoming. Spider-Man,
yep. Yeah. I felt real awkward about that situation because it was her and her brother that were trapeze artists, and they were freaks because they were black.
Oh.
That felt weird.
Huh.
It's tough.
Yeah. So.
And you're supporting this movie and all its messages. Got it.
Well, no, they made a point to say how weird, how terrible it was to treat people like this. So, and I don't care. I like songs. I like dancing. I like it all. I'm all about showmanship, and this was perfect.
Okay.
So I'm not going to defend it anymore. One more. I've been meaning to tell you about this for a while. Do you guys like The Office? I can assume you do.
Yeah. I got blood
like
in my body.
Do you like It's Always Sunny?
Yeah.
Yep.
Love it.
Then you would love Corporate on Comedy Central.
I saw previews. The lead girl, I've seen her in shows before and not been into it.
What lead girl? The blonde or the Indian?
Indian.
She's barely in it. It's just it's circled around these two guys, and it's awesome.
Oh, I thought she was the lead.
No.
All right, I'll check it out.
It's an awkward white guy.
I'll check it out. I haven't heard of it.
Oh,
Comedy Central throws so much shit against the wall that most of them are terrible.
This stuck.
But this one's
hard.
good. All right.
This is the only thing that I actually seek out when it airs on network television.
All right, I'll check that out for sure then.
So,
All right. I got 2 recommendations this week. The first is Annihilation. It's a hard sci-fi movie, so if you're not a sci-fi fan, don't go see it. But if you like sci-fi, it's very good. It's very philosophical. It makes you think. Don't go in looking for like an action movie or anything I think it has like 1 5-minute action scene in the entire movie. But it's very good. The book's also fantastic, so go check out both of those. And they're different enough that you could see the movie and read the book, and it's 2 different experiences. But
Is
the
this
movie
that Natalie
captures,
Portman one?
Yeah,
Yes.
the
Yeah,
movie captures the
sucks.
spirit of you're an idiot.
There's
You're
no
a
way
garbage
that's a
person.
good movie.
You read the reviews. It's done amazing.
the
with critics.
reviews are pretty good. I think it's worthwhile watching because I think that's going to be one of the not Avatar level, but it's going to be one that people reference for a long time.
Yes, it's very visually amazing. And
I believe that.
Why?
Just because you don't like it doesn't make it a bad movie.
Jimmy, it's called a gut feeling, man. Okay, feeling my bones.
Jimmy, you are a garbage person.
Whatever.
You had your chance.
Sheehan said it was going to be the same level of Avatar. It's just
No. I literally said it's not going to be the same level as Avatar.
Yeah.
But
and I'll say the story better than Avatar. Avatar is just blue Pocahontas.
with papyrus.
Yeah.
Papyrus.
All right. Well,
That
moving
movie
on
looks
from
like a
everyone,
shitty
shut up,
version
Jimmy.
of
It's
Stranger
my
Things.
turn. Shut up.
Jesus. All right, this is the third week in a row that Dave's gone off and we talked about sci-fi for 3 minutes and we all just kind of nod our heads.
Well, no, I was done, and then Jimmy poked in being like, oh, that's the shitty movie, even though he hasn't seen it and doesn't like the genre.
I said shitty version of Stranger Things. Stranger Things has a different dimension and world with monsters and goblins and
not
dudes, and I
what
love
this
that.
movie is at all. There is not a different world in this movie.
Well, that's sure what the previews make it seem like.
I know,
They
and
literally
I said
walk
the
through a
previews
force
didn't sell the
world.
movie right.
So I think we have to review this one, don't we?
Yeah.
No way. I'm not going to see that piece of shit.
And then my second recommendation is the second half of the first season of Tick dropped this weekend on Amazon. So anyone who likes comic book stuff,
It came out the second half?
yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I binged it. It's only 6 episodes, 20
Yeah,
minutes
it's like
apiece.
three
It's
hours.
good. Yeah,
Not even.
not even. Yeah, I just finished it right before we were recording, and it was pretty damn good.
Beautiful.
I liked it. All right.
That
wraps up this week's edition of Six Pack Cinema. Everybody at home listening, please rate, subscribe, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and next week, it's Sheehan's favorite week of the year. Sheehan, what is it?
It's the motherfucking Oscars!
Woo! So
I am
tune in
excited.
next week.
I'm excited because I've seen so many.
Yeah, it makes it so much better when you're actually involved.
Absolutely.
So
Everybody.
just remember to follow us at Six Pack Cinema Follow us on our Twitter handles. You can find them. I'm at Sheehan_SheehanHG, at JohnBoy.
At DGood826.
Whatever you are. Oh, hey, and give Talking Yanks a follow, too.
Yeah, how about that?
Yep. Jimmy's a brainchild. He's going full-time, and he deserves all the credit in the world here.
All right.
Scary stuff.
Well, we'll see you guys next week.
All right.
See you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.